Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and it's a brand new week. Today I thought we'll start with the next two stages of the Hachette Partworks release and build the Mark.III Lancaster bomber. So we're going to be basically finishing the undercarriage that we were working on last time. That's what we're going to be doing in stage 28. In stage 29, there's not a lot to do because we are doing the engine cowl. And that's going to be going on for a couple of issues. So there might not be a video on the channel for a little while because there isn't much to do in those. If there's a lot to do, then I tend to bundle them together, which is what I'm doing today. But first, if you didn't see the last Lancaster video that I did, Partwork Upgrades have a collection, as you can see in this tin here, of 1/32 scale figures, which look pretty cool. Look, the pilot here. So I will be able to put some of these figures into the aircraft, which is going to be cool. But if you have already sealed it off, or that's not your thing, Partwork Upgrades also do the same sort of 1/32 scale figures, but in a relaxed pose. So if you're having a diorama, you're just chilling out, having a coffee or stuff like that, they do them as well, and they look like this. So these are the relaxing figures, and as you see, I haven't opened them yet. Let's get these all open. Comes with a handle with care sticker. I like that. That's going to be going up on my my sticker wall. I've got some stickers here as well. Thank you for those, Ian. Okay, and then let's have a look at how these look. As you can see, these all come in a bag here, and I'll try and explain which ones we get. Be gentle. We've got little benches there with some sandbags underneath. Obviously we'd need to paint these up. Someone with a bottle of beer. As a matter of fact, there's quite a few people with bottles of wine and beer in all these relaxing poses. Check it out, that one there as well. Someone having a lunch or a dinner there. Someone that's got a butter knife by the look of it. I'm not sure what they're doing. Perhaps cutting an apple or something. Someone's eating something with a fork. Look at the detail of that with just the fork. And then finally we just got someone here having a cup of tea. Pretty cool. Now if you do want to get hold of those yourself, as I said, there is a link in the video description and also on the screen there to the Partwork Upgrade site. You can get that from there. Now let me just show you the engine. Because the engine is complete and tiny, looking just like that. We're going to be building this onto the undercarriage now, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So here is the magazine, stage 28, and as you can see, we've got the undercarriage doors here, which we're going to be starting to affix into place. Once they're on, and this is the undercarriage, this is where we got to with that, looking just like that. Then, as I mentioned just a minute ago, we are going to be putting the engine onto the front of this section here. Now, obviously, the prop is going to be going onto the front there. They don't want us to put that on yet. But by the end of it, it's going to look just like that. And this is the rest of the magazine. So, let's open this box and get everything out. And the first thing I want is these doors, which look just like this. It's this one I want first. Put that down there. And I'm just going to zoom up my top camera so you can see exactly how that looks. And in this packet here we have the brackets which are going to hold this in place and enable it to hinge. So we want the bent part here, if you can see this is bent, to be pointing this way round when I'm putting this in. The other thing you can notice to make sure you got it in the right way is this side here is longer than that side there. The longer side you want on the left. So let's get this in. That's one side. And there you go, that's the other side in, just like that. The birds outside are going absolutely crazy. It's quite funny. I'm going to be taking the undercarriage here. It's because I fed them. I shouldn't have fed them. Okay, so I'm going to be taking this section now. I'm going to be putting it underneath, like this. It's probably best on the top camera here, so you can see that this bracket that I put on is going to be coming out of this side here, because it's going to be resting on top. Now there is a little ledge for it to fit on, so I'm just going to manoeuvre it around so it is fitting on that ledge. just like that. Hopefully you can see that there. Now I want to hold that into place, so I need this girder system here, which this flat section at the bottom is what's going to hold it into place. So this is going to go down the side here and fit over that bracket like that. Make sure I've not pinched any wires. And I'm holding it in place with 2 FP screws. Again, from the top camera you can see the holes for those. Now, very conscious they're saying FP screws. Mine are actually labelled DP screws, so I'm guessing it's DP screws we need. So one in that side, and hopefully you can see on the top camera there, just one in the other side here. Perfect. So that's that door in place like that. Okay, just put that to one side, because now I'm going to repeat exactly what I just did before. So this time the long side is going to be on my right hand side here. So put one in here and one in the other side. That's looking like that. Once again, bring over the undercarriage, put this from this side here, and make sure that it goes into position on that bracket at the top, like that. Put this section into place on top. That's going to hold it in. And then once again, I gently put that down. Use these, what they're calling FP screws, but they're labelled as DP screws, just in here to hold that into place. And that is how that is now looking. Pretty cool. And all I need to do now is just put these wires out the way. So I'm opening up just this area here and get the engine. And the way to put the engine is to put the top in first, then line the bottom up. So I'm going to do that now and take my time over it. So I've got the 3 parts of the top to put in. I've just got to put this one in as well. That lead there's going into the hole. So let me show you on the top camera how those top 3 are looking at the moment. You can see they're in like that. Now I am going to need to glue this, so I'm just doing a dry fit at the moment. Then push the bottom in as well. What I've done for that is I've just put my tweezers through this, and that gives me enough leverage to push that down without putting any pressure on the delicate parts of the engine here. And that's kind of how that's going to look. So I'm going to glue that into place now at those 5 points that attaches at. And when that's done, that's in place just like that. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Which means in stage 29, we've now got the engine cowling. Not a lot to do in this one, as I said, because the next one we've got is going to be the engine cowling for the other side. So if I give you an example of that, it's going to look like that. So I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before we've got enough to actually do what we're just going to make enough for a video. Because if I open the parts here, and I'll just show you what we've got. As you can see, that's what the engine cowling is looking like. Now we've got 3 details to put on here. And the first one we've got is the flame dampener, which looks like this. It's wider at the back than it is at the front, so that's going to show you which way round it's going to go in. So it's going to go in that way there. We do want to just put a spot of glue on this to hold that into place. And we don't need a lot at all, so I'm just going to be putting them either side of the pegs here. That's the first one in place. The anti-ice guard is going to be going into the holes just there. Again, tiny bit of glue. Perfect. And then we've got a control shutter here, which at the moment is just going to be fitting on the pin here. So I'm just going to get that in. So this is going to be able to open and close, as you can see there. So we don't want to fix that in, but as you see, that's all there is to do in that stage, and that's all there is to do in those 2 stages. So there you go, that's the Lancaster done for another few weeks. Looking really good, isn't it? Let me just show you this again. It's very detailed. Now they're saying that this section here has got the most detail out of all the engines. I think the all other engines are going to be a lot pre-made for us, so we don't have to go to the intricacies of that. We'll have to see when we get them through, and obviously we've got the undercarriage doors in there as well. But there you go. I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.